The 2007 film The Mist is no doubt a psychological horror and human drama merged into one movie. I mean, horror movies are not something cheerful to look forward to, and speaking of a particular horror movie with a nerve-wracking ending is a different level of thrill. I'm sure our viewers today are already aware of the haunting story of a mysterious mist engulfing Bridgton, but few have explored the layers lying unnoticed beyond the final cut. Every deleted scene from The Mist reveals the untold story moments that solidify the characters, expand the already petrifying world, and uncover alternative threads of suspense. Welcome to yet another interesting episode of Marvelous Videos. Let's speak of every deleted scene from The Mist. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Steph bids goodbye. Let us begin with the one where Steph says goodbye. It's a tender and emotional moment that takes place before the chaos in The Mist begins. In the deleted scene, the audience witnesses David Drayton at home with his wife Stephanie and their son Billy. They're in the middle of preparing for an incoming storm. Stephanie comes across as warm and caring. She's a little worried about the weather, while on the other hand, we see David, who reassures her that everything will turn out fine. Before David departs for the town, Stephanie tells him, "Don't be long, okay?" Billy gets scared when thunder hits. David smiles and responds, "I'll be back before you even miss me." The scene ends with Stephanie watching from the doorway as David drives off, a moment that gains tragic weight once we understand that she does not survive the mist. This scene was deleted to maintain the film's tight pacing. The way The Mist opens with a storm and quickly transitions into chaos, pulling viewers into the horror without emotional detours. While the scene added depth to David's family life and highlighted his emotional stakes, director Darabont may have felt it slowed the momentum before the mist appears. I think removing the scene sustains a faster, more suspenseful start, keeping the focus on survival and fear rather than domestic calm, and turning Stephanie's later unseen fate even more haunting.
Give me a minute, okay? I need to deal with something first.
After the loading dock. This scene is available in the collector's edition of the movie. The scene takes place immediately after one of the Mist's most nerve-wracking, brutal attacks at the supermarket loading dock. In this scene, the survivors slip back inside, shaken, bloodied, and in disbelief. The air is thick with fear and guilt. Someone mutters, "We shouldn't have opened that door, we shouldn't have," as the others scramble to treat the injured and process what just happened. David, trying to stay calm, tells the group, "We need to seal that back up now. Whatever's out there, it's not done with us yet." The camera lingers on their terrified faces, emphasizing the dawning realization of what the mist hides. This scene adds a touch of emotional pause, a moment of collective panic and horror before reason starts to crumble. This scene shows how quickly order begins to collapse inside the store, and how denial turns into dread. The tension between believers, skeptics, and survivors begins to bubble here. Now this scene was deleted in order to keep the pace of the film sharp. The director wanted the viewers to feel trapped and breathless, just as the survivors did. While the scene showed their shock and fear after the brutal dock attack, it slightly slowed the story's momentum. By removing the scene, the film jumps straight from the action to the paranoia, heightening the chaos. Even if the scene is removed, this still adds a haunting layer of realism.
The rock will give no shelter, the dead tree cannot hide them.
Carmody's first speech. Up next is Carmody's first speech. We'll get into the details of the scene soon, but before that, we have a small request to make. If you enjoy watching our content, please don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Now let's get back to our discussion. In this scene, we get to witness the unsettling beginnings of Mrs. Carmody's descent into fanaticism. Long before she emerges as the cult-like leader that we get to see later in the film, this moment plants the first seed of her twisted fate. Engulfed by frightened townspeople inside the supermarket, she raises her trembling hand and declares, "This is punishment! The Lord has sent his wrath in the mist!" The others glance at her with unease. Some ignore her, others shift uncomfortably, but the tension in the room builds. Amanda quietly whispers to David, "She's starting already." Carmody's voice grows more confident, feeding off the fear around her. "You mock me now, but when the beasts come for your souls, you'll beg for forgiveness." This chilling scene shows how hysteria can start small, just a single desperate voice looking for meaning amidst the chaos. The scene was deleted from the movie to keep Mrs. Carmody's transformation more gradual and mysterious. The director wanted the characters step into religious fanaticism to feel natural gradually. Including this early sermon might have made her character seem unhinged right from the beginning, removing the unsettling shock when she later gets followers. By cutting the scene, the film allows fear and desperation to grow naturally before she seizes control, making her eventual dominance feel more believable and extremely terrifying.
Hell's abominations.
Ma'am, I don't think that's helpful.
That's exactly what it is.
Carmody and Amanda scene. Up next is the deleted scene, Carmody and Amanda. In this deleted scene, tension quietly builds between faith and reason. Amanda Dunphy approaches Mrs. Carmody, hoping to calm her down as fear spreads among the survivors. But Carmody, clutching her Bible, looks up with piercing eyes and says, "You can't stop God's will, child. The end has come for the wicked." Amanda tries to reason with her, replying, "We just need to stay together, not turn on each other." Carmody's response is chilling. She smirks and whispers, "You'll see soon enough who he spares." This brief exchange highlights the growing ideological divide between logic and blind faith. It foreshadows Carmody's eventual control over the terrified group. The scene was most likely cut from the film to keep the story's tension tight and to make Carmody's rise to fanatic power more unpredictable. While the moment revealed Amanda's empathy and hinted at Carmody's growing fanaticism, it risks showing her true nature too early. Viewers, you can watch the Carmody and Amanda deleted scene in the bonus features of the Mist Collector's Edition by Shout Factory Scream Factor. It can also be viewed on the 2-disc Special Edition DVD 2008 under Deleted and Extended Scenes with optional Frank Darabont commentary.
I find that easier to believe than tentacles.
You saw that man run to the car.
The scene where Norton holds court. The next scene in discussion is the scene where Norton holds court. In this deleted scene from The Mist, we see a powerful glimpse of logic clashing with fear. Brent Norton, the skeptical lawyer played by Andre Braugher, tries his hands at restoring order inside the supermarket after the horrifying attack outside. Standing in front of the frightened crowd, he insists there's got to be a rational explanation for all this. Monsters don't just appear out of thin air. Some people nodded in affirmation, trying to believe him, while others looked doubtful. David warns mildly, "You didn't see what we saw, Brent." Norton snaps back, "And I don't intend to believe it until I do." This scene was probably removed to keep the pace of the movie intense and focus on escalating fear rather than prolonged debate. On one hand, while the scene provided more depth to Brent Norton's skepticism and the growing tension between him and David, it slowed the momentum after the Mist's arrival.
You let me keep Billy as much as you can, okay?
Hattie and David, the deleted scene which reveals the heart behind the Mist. Let's talk about the next scene that was omitted from the final cut. The deleted scene, Hattie and David, offers a quiet, emotional pause amid the terror of the Mist. The scene shows a moment of humanity while the population was trapped inside a supermarket. The panic was high with monsters roaming outside. Hattie, the kind-hearted schoolteacher, approaches David as he tries to comfort his frightened son Billy. Her voice is tender but trembling as she says, "They look to us for safety, but what if we can't give it to them?" David, weary yet determined, replies, "Then we fake it. We smile. We tell them we'll make it out, even if we don't believe it ourselves." The scene is one of a beautiful exchange of humane emotions. Two ordinary people trying to stay strong while their world falls apart. This moment deepens both the characters, showcasing Hattie's compassion and David's quiet resolve as a parent. The scene was cut for reasons other than pacing. Director Frank Darabont wanted to keep the focus on David's emotional journey and maintain the film's stifling tone. By removing the scene, the story stayed lean and relentless. This also made Hattie's later breakdown more shocking, since viewers weren't given time to grow too close to her.
I ain't making excuses, I'm just saying.
Look, we need to tell people. No need to.
Jim and Myron, the scene that shows fear turning friends into foes. Up next is the scene that shows fear turning friends into foes as the audience witnesses how fear begins to eat away at trust inside the supermarket. The two friends, Jim and Myron, both of them working-class regular people, start the film as friends, but by this point, paranoia has struck hard. After watching the horrors outside, Myron whispers, "Maybe David's lying. Maybe there's nothing out there." Jim, sweating and trembling, snaps back, "You saw what happened, Myron. You think I imagined that?" The argument reaches new heights as the others in the store watch nervously. Myron, with his voice cracking, says, "People are dying, Jim. We need someone to blame." The camera stays on their faces, friends divided by fear and a desperate attempt to survive. The scene is small but powerful at the same time. It captures how the real monster in the Mist is not just the creatures outside the store, but the paranoia spreading within. It's a turning point in the film, where the survivors stopped acting as a team and start turning on one another. The scene was eventually cut from the final movie. It was done to stop over-explaining the growing paranoia among the survivors. The director preferred to show the fear spread through a group instead of individual characters. By removing this scene, the focus remained on the key characters such as David and Mrs. Carmody. Marvelous verdict. Well, that's it from the story of The Mist. These are some of the deleted scenes that prove director Frank Darabont had an entirely different film in mind. Whether it's the Stephanie bidding goodbye scene, or the scene where Carmody gives her first speech, each scene adds to the suspense and the overall experience. But it's not wrong to say that even after omitting these scenes, the end result has been splendid. The Mist is actually a fascinating watch indeed, but with these scenes incorporated, you surely get an entirely different picture. What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments section what made The Mist a memorable watch for you. We'll see you in the next video soon. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.